Alright, game 3. Not much. How are you, Gabe? Alright. What? And you wanted me to purposely lose, right, Gabe? I mean, I shouldn't be too hard with Cole Irvin on the mound.
The shortstop, Anthony Volpe.
Ball. 1 ball, no strike. Ball 2. 2-0.
Okay, ground ball to Mateo, and out.
Batting Grisham.
Did you see that nice comeback by Amos last night?
Batting third, the right fielder, Juan Soto.
Nearly took Cole Irvin's head off.
Batting fourth, the center fielder, number 99, Aaron Judge.
Yeah. Judge rolls over.
2-1. Strike. Whew. Ball.
Come on, Gunner.
That's a ball.
And like I said, Gabe, Gunnar Henderson being in the home run derby's
Ball.
horrible.
3 balls. 2 strikes. Ball 4.
And did he get all right? I understand he wanted to be in, but it's still horrible. This is going to mess up his swing. Can't tell how many times I've seen players over the years have great first half of the seasons, go into the home run derby, and then not do jack diddly the second half of the year. Their swing's all messed up. Which might be a good thing in fantasy, because I know Mike Judah. Because if Gunner starts doing horrible, I might get you to be able to trade him to me. In hindsight, I should have traded you Adley Rutschman last year.
Leading off for the Yankees, the designated hitter, Giancarlo Stanton.
One and 0.
I've seen it happen to too many players, though, Gabe. I'm worried. I got to be honest with you. After the month of June that the Orioles had,
1 ball, 1 strike.
it was up to me. I would tell all of our players to sit the All-Star game out and rest. Take a long vacation. Take the family to Disney World.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Go ride the Tower of Terror. Go check out the new Tiana's Bayou Splash Mountain Flume Ride. Go let the kids hug Mickey Mouse. Stay off a baseball field.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
I'm guessing you don't agree.
That's 4. Take your base.
By the way, happy Bobby Bonilla Day.
Oh. Oh. He's out.
Nice double play.
Batting 7.
Could have done without the jump throw from Jorge Mateo. I guess it was to get out of the way of the base runner. But I can be in Discord. 1 second. I am now in Discord chat.
That's a ball.
Really, it had to be Gleyber Torres? As if you didn't have hit enough home runs against the Yankees?
Ball. 1 ball, no strike.
So, I don't know if you saw the first. Did you see the first 2 games of this series, Gabe?
Hey! You're out.
So the first game I lost 9-1. They snapped my 7-game win streak, and then the second game I beat them 11-3. This is game 3. So we've had 2 blowouts. A pitcher's duel. Why do we want to have one of those?
Batting 6, the left fielder, Austin Hayes.
No, that's a ball. Ball.
Base hit. Westberg's hit at the 3rd.
He's safe.
And you got no outs. Runners on the corners. And Ramon Urias probably maybe the guy I'm having the best start to the season with.
1-0.
14-game hit streak. Make that a 15-game hit streak. And he ties up the game. Watch out, Joe DiMaggio. Okay, maybe too soon to say that. But
Yes. Ball. That's the ball. Strike!
that was not the result I was looking for from Hale. Here is Gabe's favorite player, Coach Mullen. But would he be Gabe's favorite player if his name was Bob
No, that's
Mullen?
a ball.
You just really like the name Steph. Inquiring minds want to know. And Nestor Cortez with back-to-back strikeouts, and the Orioles may blow this chance to take up the lead. Oh, heck. And they're going to blow this chance to
Got
lead.
him.
Ramon Urias stretches that hit streak to 15 games and ties up the game with a solid single.
Leading off for the Yankees, the first baseman, Anthony Rizzo.
Nope, outside.
I have exactly 900 hours to go, watch hours to go until the next and final level of YouTube partnership. So if I could just get 900 people to watch me for 1 minute, that would be
Whoa.
no, actually 900 people to watch me for 1 hour.
Now batting, the left fielder, Trent Grisham.
Strike, woo. No ball. One strike.
Crap, I forgot to simulate the rest of the games around the league. That's why there's no score bug. Sorry about that, everybody.
0-1.
Gabe, if you're still here, should I play both games?
1 and 2.
Both games 3 and 4?
No, that's a ball. Full count. Strike. Woo.
Leading off for the Orioles, the catcher, Adley Rutschman.
Ball 1. That's the ball.
Santander.
2 and 2.
Just hit it a long, long way. Goodbye, home run. 470 feet. A Santan Tater. Wow.
Ball. Up. Strike. Up. No ball. One strike. Ball. 1-1. Yeah, out.
All right, Aaron Judge.
1 ball. No strike.
I'm curious. The Yankees fan, or somebody let me know. What round, what pick did Aaron Judge go? How many teams passed on Aaron Judge in the draft?
That's a ball.
I know it was a lot because I know he wasn't the first overall pick.
Ball. Ball 1. 1-0.
And the Crows thing gives the Yankees the lead. As he hits it just over the wall. New Yankee DJ Davis, or JD Davis.
Ball.
So I have to
1
assume, I
ball.
have to
1
find out
strike.
what number he's wearing with the Yankees. I can't imagine he's wearing A-Rod's old number.
Ball 2.
I know the number is not retired, but I just don't see them giving him A-Rod's old number.
Ball 3.
Again, if you're a Yankee fan, if you're in this chat, you happen to know what number JD Davis is, or JD Davis is wearing.
Take it, base.
I don't know why I keep saying DJ Davis.
No, that's a ball. He's out. He's out.
Up next for the Yankees, the catcher,
Thank you.
Jose Trevino.
Like I said, I did not think they were having him wear a rival number.
You're out.
And Carlos Stanton.
Leading
The
off
Orioles lead
for
with
the
a
Orioles,
wall
the
scraping
left
shot.
fielder, Austin Hayes.
No. One ball, no strike.
So Gabe, I'm thinking about after this game doing something that, oh, welcome. As I was starting to say to you, I'm thinking about after this game doing what Michael Elias needs to do in her life. I'm thinking about trading for starting pitching.
0-1.
No, I know he will in real life. I'm saying I'm thinking about doing it after this game.
0-2.
I'm thinking about going after a guy that I think the Orioles will end up with in her life, Eric Betty.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
It'll be the cheapest option. Well, it's funny you say that. Jack Flaherty might actually be an option. I could see Detroit trading him. Well, here's the thing.
He beat it. Safe.
Everybody says they want number. I do not want Garrett Crochet. Number one, he's going to cost too much because he's going to end up costing you either Mayo or Kderstad. Um, but here, but don't you want to know the other? There's another reason why I don't want Garrett Crochet. This is his first year as a starter, so he's going to hit a innings like limit to where he's going to wear out as the season goes along, and the time that we need him, September, August, September, October, he may not be the same pitcher he is right now. I'll be honest with you, when I threw him in to the very first trade we did this year, I did that because I didn't expect anything from him. Like,
That's a ball. 3-1.
I don't know.
Strike 2. Count's full.
No, they're not. They're playing too well to. Well, yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the year, prior to Shane Bieber getting hurt and the Guardians playing so well, everybody thought Shane Bieber was going to be an Oriole at the trade deadline. But he got hurt, and
That's away.
the Guardians are still playing well. And I wouldn't touch him. I wouldn't touch Mason Miller with a 10-foot pole. That is a Tommy John surgery waiting to happen.
Oh. 3-2. That's 3.
So Big Down was telling me that we've had conversations with Detroit about Tariq Skubal, but Skubal may end up costing Jackson Holiday.
Yeah, out.
Would you give up? Would you give up Jackson Holiday for Tariq Skubal? Now, see, and maybe this is not fair to say because he had only had a short stint in the majors. I would rather hold on to Mayo than Holiday, personally. Like it, like if you put that old saying, gun to my head, you told me you have to give up one of the three, Mayo, Holiday, or Heston. I'm giving up Holiday every time. Well, here's why. So Holiday primary position is a shortstop. Agreed.
Nope. I'll do.
Gunnar Henderson's not going anywhere off the shortstop. And there are some serious questions whether or not Holiday can play second base or third base or as or as myself and Pigdown have speculated, um, outfield. Whereas,
Three balls. Keep
we have a need at third base and possibly first base if Mountcastle ever leaves. And we also definitely have need in the outfield. You know, so the path for playing time is much clearer for Mayo and Heston than Holiday.
He's safe.
Yeah, because, and I've said this to you, and I said it when I did my off season last time, especially especially if Heston keeps producing like he is right now. I would bet just about anything that no matter what, now, unless he goes and has a monster year and gets close to Aaron Judge ALL record and you know nearly wins a triple crown, Santander. This is Santander's last year in Baltimore because why? Because why pay a guy who, admittedly, is a great but very streaky hitter who can make the flashy play, but he's horrible at the routine play. When you have at least three guys that can probably equal his production in the minors, when you figure but Heston, Calzer, and Stowers. Well, but like you said, there's only so many spots. Unless they ever do the crazy idea that Frog has, there's there's only nine. There's only nine spots in a lineup. Do you remember the crazy idea Frog has? He so let me preface this with this idea has to do with the fact that he hates the designated hitter, but he always says that if you're going to have the designated hitter, it should be set up like football, where there's an offense and a defense. You have nine fielders, nine hitters. You could have theoretically have nine DHs, and they do nothing but hit. You could have nine fielders, and they do nothing but field. And if you have certain players that can do both, they can fill both. Crazy idea would never happen, but
Now pitching for the Orioles, Number 55, Gillen.
Oh, Hunter's not going to stay here forever. And as much as you may not want to hear this, I don't think there's a way. I don't think they offer Mullins a contract beyond this year.
Ball two. Two balls, one strike.
I think I'll double. Mullins might have one. I think Mullins might have one more. He's either a free agent this year or he's got one more year on his deal. Because remember, and if you remember back to my previous franchise before I restarted, you talked me into giving him a new 2-year deal. Now I don't remember if you talked me into giving him a new 2-year deal to get rid of one more arbitration year, or whether he was a free agent after this year. That I have to look at after this game's over. But I'll give Mullins credit. He's turned it around big time in the last 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, not hard considering how bad he was playing to turn it. Because, I mean, there was a time there about 3 weeks ago where, and it was deserved, whether you want to hear it or not, where they were talking about putting him down in the minors, and he would have deserved it. No offense. But so there's a chance we could have, an Enrique Bradfield in not next year, but the year after is going to be, breathing down the Orioles' neck for Mullins' job. Although I don't have real high expectations for Bradfield. I don't think he's going to hit in the big leagues. I think he's going to be great defensively, and I think he's going to be fast as all get out. But I don't think he's going to. And then there's another. Oh, go ahead. I'm not trying to keep. I don't mean to keep cutting you off. I apologize. I did not. Honestly, I only listened to about maybe 10 minutes of the game, and then I just figured, okay, 3 out of 4 is not bad.
No, that's a ball. 2-1.
See, I don't necessarily. I mean, I understand and respect the line of thinking there, but I don't necessarily know that I agree with it because, I mean, I don't. Now, when I say I don't agree with it, I don't necessarily agree that he's untouchable. I mean, first off, I never liked the term untouchable because no player should be untouchable.
1 ball, 1 strike.
None. Every team, every player has a price.
2 balls.
I mean, look at me with fantasy. I've said it before. I'll trade any player. You offer me the right deal, I'll trade. I would trade Adley right now for the right deal. I love Adley. I'm an Orioles fan, but if you offer me the right deal, I'll trade anybody. Like this idea of, and it's not just in baseball, this idea of untouchable players in any sport is, to me, is poor management. I mean, if somebody, you're telling me right now, if
2-1.
like Adley was always labeled as an untouchable player. If you're telling me right now, if the Dodgers called us and said, "We'll give you Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, and Will Smith for Adley Rushman," you're going to tell me the Orioles wouldn't do it? Hey, well, no, you wouldn't. That's why I threw Will Smith into the mix. And guess what? If I was getting and okay, take Will Smith out of the mix. And let's say it was just Freddie Freeman and Ohtani. Guess what? I could deal with McCann as my catcher because Ohtani and Freddie Freeman would more than make up the offensive production we would lose with that. Okay, so so, so what I did was bought out the last arbitration year. But now understand the crazy scenario where the Dodgers offer Ohtani. That's something that would never happen. But my point is to say that a player is untouchable because again, right player, that's what I'm not a big football fan, but that's what's always made the Ravens successful is they believe right player, right price.
He's out.
If some team came along right now with the Ravens, and I realize it's a little different in the NFL because of the salary cap, but if some team came along and offered the Ravens, even though they just offered him gave him that extension, and said, "We'll give you our first round draft picks for the next 5 or 6 years," and maybe throw in a player or two to make the salary cap thing work.
One strike.
You don't think the Ravens would at least consider it?
3-1.
Not even. I'm not saying they would do it, but I would say they would have to consider it. Now, I'm not a big fan of the whole idea of getting Adley Rushman home run by the four Orioles. I'm not a big fan of the idea of getting Tariq Skubal because you got a guy who's yes having a great season, but he had a great year last year, but he's also had two Tommy John surgeries. Like, who? Yeah, I mean, am I am I sitting here saying that they're definitely Santander's definitely gone?
Ball one. One ball. One
Yeah,
strike.
but yeah, he probably will be. Now,
Two
if he
balls.
came to the
One strike.
Orioles and said, "I want to stay here," and offered that quote unquote hometown discount, again, right player, right price.
2-1.
But they're certainly not going to overpay. Basically, if he continues to do what he's doing right now and has he had a great year for us, and he, he's he's pricing himself right out of Baltimore.
Ball three. Full count. Piggy base.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue that in June he was up there with Aaron Judge.
Ball. Inside.
I think you got to go.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
Oh, it'll be it's still. I think it's gonna. I think for a decent bullpen arm, it's gonna cost at least Connor Norby. But here's the problem though too, because of the way they restructured the playoffs. There's a bunch more teams that are still in contention. So, like, it's going to come down to the right before the deadline, before, like, because the only teams that you could say are out of it are the White Sox, and really that's it right now. You could make an argument that any other team, okay, the White Sox and the White Sox, Rockies, and the Oakland A's are really the only teams that I would say are 100% definitely not making the playoffs. Any other team, because of the expanded wild card, you could make an argument they could make a run into the playoffs or a playoff run, and because of that, they're going to be less willing to trade off pieces. And I need to get Jacob Webb turned around real quick because I hate the fact that I got a 6.06 ERA with him. Well, we don't need a third baseman because Westberg needs to play third base. He cannot play second base. He's far better defensively at third base. We don't need a second baseman because of the way Mateo is playing. And let's whether people want to admit it or not, a big part of the reason why, other than the injury, that Jackson Holliday's not up with the team right now is how well Mateo is playing. If Mateo was sucking it up, if Mateo wasn't playing so well, one of two things would happen. Westberg would be playing second base and Mayo would be playing third, or Westberg would be playing third base and Holiday would be playing second. I I don't necessarily disagree with you, but the fact of the matter is, Mateo is playing lights out. How do you take a guy? How do you take a guy that's playing that well?
Pinch running at first for the Yankees. Number 19, John.
Okay, lights out may have been a bad. Like he's not lighting the world on. That may have been a bad term, but my point is he's playing well enough that there's not an immediate need to make a trade or call up a prospect. Oh, Urias is easily he's going to get traded.
For New York,
I have no doubts about that.
Lou Weaver.
There's no way that
Time.
Mateo could be. I would argue that Mateo's versatility makes him too valuable to trade, though, because that's a guy who you could put
No ball. One
at
strike.
second base. You could put him like I'm talking about from a backup standpoint, where he could be the reason that
Ball one.
he could be the reason that Westberg or whoever's at second gets a day off. He could be the reason that Gunnar gets a day off. He could be the reason that any one of the three outfielders gets a day off. Because there's only two positions on the diamond that I wouldn't feel comfortable putting Mateo in: third base and catcher. I would feel comfortable putting Mateo at any other position besides those two positions, and pitcher, obviously. But that doesn't even. I mean, there was.
Ball. No, he's
I mean, there was talk when Mullins was struggling that Mateo may take over center field for Mullins.
that hit him. First base is yours. No, that's a foul ball.
But but my point is still that
One ball. One
Mullins is
strike.
playing well enough that he is keeping the prospect down in the minors,
Strike.
whether we like it or not.
One ball. Two strike.
But number one, you don't trade all of them.
Strike. Two.
You, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I go back to:
The catcher,
would
number
you
34,
trade
Adley
Holiday in a
Rutschman.
deal for Tariq in a deal for Scooble?
Two. 0-1.
See, in my now, I will tell you if you ask me to name an untouchable, and I don't like that phrase, but if okay, I'll label it as who are the guys that you'd really have to like offer me the sun, the moon, and the stars, and make me not be able to say no. There's only two of them,
1-1.
actually, and one of them is. I'll be honest with you, one of them is not Holiday.
Ball two.
For me, if you ask me to label them, I would say Mayo, number one. Um, Kerstad's number two, and then Holiday.
Ball. Two strikes. Ball four.
Strictly,
Pinch running at
strictly
first for
because, like I said to you before,
Oswald
there is a clear path
Pizza.
for Mayo and Kerstad. There's not for Holiday because I know you don't. I know you disagree and don't see
Rizzo.
him being Holiday in the outfield.
No ball. One
But I
strike.
still maintain that him, and honestly, the only reason I haven't brought this up is because Mullins is starting to play better. I still think his clearest path maybe at
2-2.
some point, not necessarily now, but at some point, center field. Just because of the abundance of, and I'm basing it off of what the minor league system looks like now. Obviously, if we trade Norby and we trade some other players, what I'm saying right now may not even apply.
No ball. 2 strikes. Ball.
But you are not about to go to Gunnar Henderson and say, okay, we want to put you back at third base.
Ball 2. 3-2.
I'm not even sure Holiday has the arm to be playing shortstop. Because that was the one,
Ball.
if there was,
Take your base.
well, then, I mean, if you're going to use that argument, then Cedric Mullins needs to never be, shouldn't be in, like, because
Ball.
he's got,
Outside.
he's got a noodle for an arm. And his rating in MLB The Show shows it, because and the Orioles win game 3, 5-4. Wasn't exactly this was the 4-game series in the beginning of May. Yeah.
Our final line score tonight. First
Well, I didn't say I was definitely going to trade. I said I was going to look. All right. My Soroka. I'm surprised you're doing really good with anybody. No, just ugh. Ugh. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, the way he's pitched in his rehab.
Play ball. 3. Ball 4. Take your base. 3. 3. Take your base. Ball 4. 3.
First dad with an RBI single.
3.
I am not
3.
player locking the catcher.
3. Ball 4. Take your base. That hit
I
hard.
am
Take your
not
base.
player locking the catcher.
3. 3. 3.
Well,
Ball 4. Take your base.
I'm already quick managing this game. Can't do it right now.
Take your base. Ball 4. He's safe.
Besides, I kind of want to. I can't believe I want to say this. I kind of want to watch the Nationals game tonight.
Number 96, Garrett Stallings. Now pitching for Norfolk, number 35.
They got well, no, they plus they got their their number one prospect, who's one of the number one prospects in baseball, right?
3.
James Wood.
3. 3.
That I don't know.
Now pitching for
Ball
Norfolk.
4. Take your base.
Number
He's
95,
safe.
Nathan Webb. Now pitching for the Sounds, number 38,
Yeah.
Jared
3.
Williams.
3.
I forgot you were at that game.
3. Ball 4. Take your base. 3.
Next thing you're going to tell me you caught the ball.
Now pitching for Norfolk, number
Ball
59,
4. Take your base.
Logan Reinhardt.
Take your base. Ball 4.
Now pitching for the Sounds, number 36, Tobias Myers.
3. 3. Ball 4. Take your base. 3. 3.
Good Lord, this game's in the 13th inning.
Ball 4. Take your base.
Yeah. All right, but I do have to go for a little bit. I'll be right back. I'm not going to shut down the stream. I'll just be right back. You still here, Gabe? Okay. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to play another game right now, but I do want to take a look. Excuse me. God, no. Are you on drugs? Please tell me you're kidding. Okay. How about no? No, didn't you see I'm looking at trades. They definitely do mail. I'd rather have Fetty. Of course, they take Mayo. No. Oh no. Would you do Fetty for Norby? Oh, but I will talk to you in a little bit, bud. I'm gonna hop off here.